Off of a Tacoma. I'm gonna cut these probably in here or somewhere in this area and then stack it on my leaf pack that I already have in the Tacoma. I'm gonna basically build my own leaf pack without having to use blocks and stuff like that, and then not having to spend $400 for a leaf pack by Icon or Old Man Emu. Basically what I got, this is the leaf pack on the passenger side of my Tacoma. What I noticed is the top spring and then the second spring, and then it drops in length on the third spring. As you can see, this side, second, and then the third is way down here. The pack that I got, the third spring is still way up here. So I don't really have to cut. The only thing I had to cut was these leaf spring retainers or whatever they're called. They're just made to hold in the leaf packs to where they don't slide. I'm gonna have to order new ones of those because one, I couldn't get these to bend out, so I'm having to take the angle grinder and cut those out. So I'm doing that. So what I'm gonna do, I had to cut this piece right here on this pack, on this leaf spring. I had to cut it completely off. I got this one cut off on the sides. For looks, I should probably go ahead and cut this whole piece off, but it's pretty neat. If you take this hole right here and meet it up with the pin, this leaf spring comes to about right in here. It's like halfway of this one, and then where it goes into a cut, and then up and around the top. And then this side will come up to about right in here. And then I'm probably gonna cut another leaf pack or a leaf spring and put one right here. And then that will probably be good. I want to see, I'm gonna install it and then see what it looks like, you know, sitting out and seeing how much it lifts the truck or whatever. If it lifts it too much, I'll probably take one leaf spring out. But it's not too bad of a job. All I did was put a jack stand on the frame here, and then I have my jack on the axle. And I took the U-bolts out, took the shock out, had to take the e-brake cable, had to take the connector off and then put it under the leaf pack. And then I took the front, which is a 19 millimeter, and then the rear for me is a 27 millimeter because it's got aftermarket shackles, but I believe it's still 19 in the back. And then once you got all those taken off, drop the axle down and then just beat the shackle back like this right here. This shackle will move. So just beat it back, and then you can slide the leaf pack right out, and then you can bring it to the tool bench and start working on it. I got that leaf spring done. Shaved off both retainers and painted, and then what I'm doing is greasing the leaf springs, so when I stack them, hopefully that will prevent squeaking in the future, and then also prevent a little bit of rust, you know, on the. All right, for the ends that I'm cutting, I did try to use the bandsaw, and it was taking a good amount of time, so I just used the bandsaw to make a straight line, and then I cut it with the grinder. And then what I did was, after I cut the straight line, took the grinder and cut like 45s, and then I took the grinding wheel and just came across the sides of it, just trying to make it to where it's not sharp metal that's gonna pick your hands and stuff like that. So it actually didn't come out too bad. I mean, it's very smooth, which is what I wanted to. That works. But here's the leaf pack. Here's the one that I added. And then this is the one that I'm adding. I just have to cut it shorter because it's gonna hopefully come out about here and then about there. So. All right, guys, here's the first leaf pack built. Let's see if I can get it in the light for you. Everything looks pretty proportional. I was trying my best to make everything basically look like it's factory. So basically, you know, we just added a leaf. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 leaves in the main. And then we've got basically like an eBay added leaf at the bottom. So hopefully I'm gonna like this a whole lot, because I was not wanting to spend those big bucks for a leaf pack. It's like over $300 basically for this right here. And I know these springs are old, especially the ones that were on there. They sagged a whole lot. So we'll see how stacking 2 worn out leaf spring packs look. So now I got everything complete. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back on the truck and then get everything bolted down and then drop it and see what it looks like. It's nighttime right now, so ain't gonna be really nothing to show. I'll try to take a video tomorrow. I'm not gonna do the driver's side tonight, so I'm gonna have taco lean big time. But what I'm gonna do, I have a 2-inch block. I think I got it over here. Yeah, I've got a 2-inch block right here. And I think what I'm gonna do is when I put the leaf springs on the passenger side and see how, I'm gonna take the measurements from the ground to the fender flares and then see what they are. And then I'm probably gonna put that 2-inch block on the driver's side to see if stacking the leaf packs give you 2 inches of lift or not. So that's something that I'm gonna do. But I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Peace. Here's a quick video of how the truck looks with completing the leaf packs in the rear. Come around on this side so you can see it a little bit better. She's pretty jacked up in the rear, but I'm gonna change that by changing out the shackles in it. These shackles lifted about 1.5 to 2 inches. And I got some long shackles that I'm gonna cut. So right there where that hole is, the leaf spring bolt should be there. So I'll have it lowered about 1 inch or 2. I did the clutch pedal support stuff, and I had to take the evap system out. And when I did that, I got bored because I noticed I had to order more parts. So I took apart the throttle body and cleaned all that, including the IAC. And then I didn't have any more gaskets, so I had to order those and wait. Got the gasket in. put everything on, torque the throttle body, 13 pounds on each bolt and nut, and then put it back together. I've double checked all my vacuum hoses. Everything seems to be connected and working properly. And then I got the whole clutch hydraulic system back in. And now the truck has a high rev. It's about 1100 RPM. And this truck before had a low idle, and it was very nice. It was probably about 650. And I don't know exactly what I did, but I ended up loosening this throttle cable to where it can have some more play in it, just to see if it needs it. And I also changed out this PCV, and kind of wondering if this part is faulty, because that's actually an OEM hose, and I didn't realize that this was an aftermarket valve piece here. That was my mistake. But it's pretty simple. When you let go of the throttle, this spring will come back, and it has to vacuum, or it has to have pressure to close itself back up in the springs or whatever. And this arm here is connected here, and this bolt is what's stopping this from going any further. So what I do is, if I press this to the left, she'll idle back down to about 680, 700, and it sounds really nice, but it's not holding the pressure. So I don't know if I need to loosen this nut and bring this up a little bit, that way then it can get it, because this thing was completely filled through the throttle body. So it may just have to have time to relearn itself, but it's not vacuuming correctly. And my TPS is sitting at like, I think 11.8, which is kind of high for me. Usually it's like 9 or 10. So, but right there is fully closed, and I'm not getting that suction. So I need to check my vacuum hoses again, just to see if I have a leak. But other than that, everything else is good. I think I'm gonna replace the clutch master cylinder and the slave cylinder, because I can't bleed them for nothing. It's just not, when you open up the valve, the pedal just goes to the floor and stays on the floor. And I've tried different techniques. I've probably messed them up by doing it, but I think the slave cylinder has been bad for a while, and that's what made the clutch pedal support wear out quicker, because you just had to work the clutch pedal a lot more and slam it to the floor. So I'm gonna do that. I found a guy supposedly selling OEM parts on eBay for about 50 to 60 bucks for the master cylinder and the slave cylinder, and they are the Asen brand. So, and that's the one that you want. So I'm gonna try that, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, I got the leaf packs in, but the rear of the truck is sitting really high, so I'm gonna try to lower it down. It's got leaf shackles on it to give it a lift. I'm not too sure how much, but I assume like 1.5 inches to 2 inches. I do have some old rough country shackles off of one of my old Tacomas, and it's the same setup, except for these you can actually bolt it here instead of there. So that's about, let me see where my tape measure is at. All right, got my tape measure. From that hole to that hole is about 2 3/8. So putting the leaf spring here instead of there should take some of the lift out of the rear. And all I'm gonna do is take my angle grinder, cut this off and then kind of round out the edge a little bit and then install them. I didn't have a big enough drill bit because they mount to factory leaf springs, so the leaf spring itself is a smaller bolt than what the hanger is. So I have greasable fittings, which I don't even think they work. They the hanger part, it fits in fine, but the back where the spring's at doesn't fit. So I had to take my rotary tool, and then I have like a stone bit or whatever on it, and it shaves out the metal. And I was able to get it to where it fits the bolt. So that's how it's gonna be right there. All right, I got this one done. I just cut it straight here and then kind of 45 the sides, and then took the grinder wheel and smoothed it out. So that's how this one looks. And now I have 3 more to do, just like this. Let's go. All right, so basically, this is the setup I had on here. I believe these are Wheelers off-road. And then these are the shackles that I just made. So it is about right there. I have some factory shackles. I'm gonna see what they look like compared to these. I'm gonna go get those right quick. All right, went and grabbed the factory shackle. So that's where it comes up to right there. I'm gonna grab my tape measure. So it's about 1 inch. Looks like it's about 1 inch. So factory inch lift, and then let's get this hole lined up. This looks almost about 2 3/4 to 3 inches. Wow. But I do know driver's side from the tire to the bottom of the fender flare was 9 inches. And then on the passenger side, it was 9.5. So when I drop it down, I'm gonna get my measurements and then see how much lower these shackles make it compared to the Wheelers HD ones. And then I get back with you. I got the car high enough. Was able to get underneath there and snag the shifting linkage for the D series because mine keeps breaking right here. So let's see how much they charge for that. I got some truck parts in the mail today. This is for the Tacoma. These are leaf spring clamps. I went with the Rancho ones. They were cheaper than Pro Comp, and I think Pro Comps they like rust out, but these are like galvanized, or they got some kind of coating on them, zinc or something. But 2 of them in each pack, so 2 on each side. And I think I paid $20 for this because they went on sale for like $9.99 on Amazon. But I'm gonna try these out. I'll open them up and show you how they go. I've been driving the Tacoma without these, but because I added more leaves in my pack, they're not really like supported, so they could slide out, but I do have the U-bolts in and they're really tight. But I did cut the original mounts, so I don't have this clamp right here. I only have the thing on the side. But I'm gonna put these on and see how they do. Hopefully everything will be all right, and I feel a little bit safer having this on there. I always like to have a cup of coffee, at least one a day, and this is my favorite coffee cup right here. This piece here goes on the bottom of the leaf pack, and this piece goes on top. And it looks something like this here. And all you got to do is bend these down, hammer them in. I started on it and I was like, okay, this is gonna take forever because I just had the tire on and it was just sitting there normal. So I went ahead and jacked it up. I do have to adjust this side of the leaf pack because this one here is to the left, that one is to the left, so it needs to be adjusted. I may just take a C-clamp and try to, you know, get them close together. I don't know yet. And then I also got to figure out some e-brake line wise. I guess I can lift it, but this piece is still gonna be high, so I need like an extension here to go higher. I don't know, maybe it would be fine if it was just high up, but I don't have any extensions for the e-brake yet. So, but if you know any good ideas, let me know. I know one day I would like to get rid of the U-bolts going down and do the flip kit. So I got to figure out where I'm gonna mount the shock, because the bottom of the shackles, where it bolts up to the axle, they have a little rod here, and then you mount the shock on that. So Wheeler's Off-Road, they sell pieces, but I just don't know where I would want to weld at on the axle. I guess I could put one right here, but I don't know what would be good, because I know like my 4Runner, I can make a hoop here and weld it to the frame and then run the shock down. It's kind of like on the outside of it, so I don't know, but we'll see when we get there. So I got it on the first try. I just took a little 4-inch, I think it's a 4-inch C-clamp, and pulled the springs together, and I was able to put this one on because the bottom pieces wasn't fitting because the springs were too out of whack. And then I got this one. I just take some lineman pliers basically and bend the tabs. So just take your pliers and bend them down. And then when it gets to this point, just take your hammer and beat it in like that. But I still got to bend the other side because I like to make it as even on each side as I can. All right, I got this side done. Cool thing about having grease packed all underneath your leaf packs is that you can just take a rag and wipe the sides and then clean everything up. And then with having grease on it, you don't have to worry about stuff rusting, so that's a plus. But hopefully these do good. I already missed working on the Civic because Civic only has 4 lug nuts compared to the Tacoma and the 4Runner. It's got 6 lugs, so this takes forever. And for anyone wondering, I just have plastic dip on these 4Runner rims, and then all those little dark spots is just sling from the tire shine. But plastic dip is an easy way to black any accessory out, and you're able to peel it. The only thing is that you need to put at least like 4 to 5 coats of the plastic dip, or you're gonna take hours cleaning the rubber plastic dip off of whatever you put it on. Okay, so basically what I did on this side with the gas tank, I just took a C-clamp to pry it down, that way it doesn't get loose. Took some vice grips, clamped it down on the inside one, and then I'm just taking some Nip-X pliers and holding on to it, and then basically just taking it and pulling it up. That way then I can get the bend. Then to get it further down, took my pliers from this way, got it, and then rotated the pliers down. And then once it got to almost done, I took the C-clamp and then just tightened it into where it folded up, where it looks like that. So I got it done. Sweet.